Is Tesla losing its biggest marketing strategy and really the only marketing strategy that they've had throughout the years? Let's talk about it coming up next. Welcome to E4Electric, your number one source of unbiased electric car news. If this is your first time here, go ahead and click on that subscribe button down there so you don't miss anything moving forward. And of course, I want to say a quick thank you to one of my newer Patreons, John Pagani. Thank you so much for joining my Patreon community and supporting this independent channel. All right, so you've seen pictures like this many times. Maybe you were part of this picture at some point. This is one of many Tesla fan clubs gatherings around the country and around the world. Can you find me in that picture? Oh, there am I. There I am. I'm right there at the end. Well, next to Martin. That's not a bad place to be. So if you don't know who she is, she's actually president of the SoCal Tesla Club, which is very active. They've had many events like this. I've created these events back in 2013 because I was one of the first Tesla owners, and we were kind of looking for other, people who everybody else thought were kind of stupid at that point of time to invest into cars and of a brand new company, and it was electric car technology. So I'm glad we did, though. But pictures like that are actually less and less common, and pictures like these are a little more common. Now, they look like happy Tesla owners, but actually, this is part of the protest in Europe at their Netherlands, at the Tesla's Netherlands factory. There are, I think, 11 Tesla Model 3 owners who got really upset about basically, and this is a legitimate issue that I've brought up before, and I think it's really making its way through Tesla community. These are the owners who felt that their cars were devalued by the brand by lowering the price pretty much right after they bought them. If you remember last year, Fred of Electric was part of the group of people in the United States here when Tesla dropped the price of the specific configuration of Tesla Model 3 by about $5,000. He was very outspoken about it, and Elon actually ended up promising the refund to those owners. And we've seen this over and over again before. Like there was one in China a few months ago when Tesla dropped the prices as much as I think $100,000, something insane, right? And I know there's a group of people that are say, listen, when you buy a Tesla, this is kind of a free-flowing market, right? It's kind of a lobster at your local seafood restaurant market price, right? But at the same time, people do expect the brand to be behind I mean, obviously every car will go down in value, but there's always expectations of what that rate is going to be. And when a brand sort of kind of interferes with it and you lose money, obviously people become unhappy. And it's kind of weird to complain about the fact that prices are going down. Usually consumers are happy, but consumers who are already customers and therefore part of the marketing team of Tesla are unhappy. This is where Tesla has a problem. Now there were another complaint there, and here's another picture of them. There was another complaint that the autopilot that they were promised either for free or a discounted price wasn't really activated, and they were really trying to kind of say, listen, we paid for this, or we were promised this, and Tesla hasn't delivered, and some other people who've already got it after us already have it, and we don't. So Tesla did invite them in. I guess they blocked the entrance. They did invite them in. They promised, I believe, 11 of them the upgrades, but I guess at the end of the day, it didn't really work, so they didn't get the upgrades. But I think, again, I don't want to really... This one story is sort of a symptom of a bigger problem. And instead of, there is a reason why I've showed you this picture, because these are the people who are, part of that marketing strategy, the marketing force for Tesla. Tesla doesn't spend any money really on marketing or advertising. So this is it. I remember when I got my first and really second Tesla, I could not shut up about how amazing this car is. And here's the thing about the Tesla owners, right? Unlike Lamborghini or Ferrari or Rolls-Royce owners, who really want to be really exclusive, right? They want to be the only ones on the road. We actually want everybody to drive a Tesla or an electric car. So we would consistently promote the brand and just electric car technology in the very beginning. And this is how I believe that I was a big part of it, because I've had meetings and gatherings like this back in the day, and I created one of the oldest, if not the oldest, Tesla Model S owners group out there on social media on Facebook. So we were part of that, and it kind of sad to see pictures like this where people are now gathering around the topic of Tesla, but because they feel like they've been screwed essentially. And this is something that Tesla also needs to calm down. I think even the biggest Tesla fans and fanboys, as we call them, are really not comfortable with this, price fluctuation all the time. It's, those people who are shopping for new Teslas are always like, well, should I buy it now? Will it go down in price tomorrow by $1,000, $5,000, $100,000, right? So that is all uncertainty that people really just don't want to have. Now, let's talk about how we can solve this. And before that, of course, I want to give you a quick reminder that this video and this show is sponsored by Byton. Check out all electric, all new SUV coming into US and in Europe next year. Myself and 50,000 plus other people at this point are reservation holders. I think you should be as well. It's $0 to make one. It's about 60 seconds of your time. So go to the description of this video to reserve your Byton today. All right. So, what can be done to fix it? I think there are a couple of things. I think one is obviously transparency. I know, Tesla does not follow the standard sort of protocol for how they sell these cars, when they update them, when they change the prices. But the thing is, most of us are used to having model years and a certain MSRP. Obviously, there are deals to be negotiated under and over that sometimes. But there is a stability, right? Also, there is a stability of how the prices are falling for most of the cars, usually about 50% after 3 years. And everybody, especially with the luxury brands, and everybody is kind of, used to that. Same thing with our smartphones, right? We do know there will be an upgrade coming within a half a year, sometimes a year, especially with Google phones and Samsung phones and iPhones and so forth. But we expect that. We know that, that the phones that we got will get outdated. But while we have them, we know things are not going to change. I'm not going to get an iPhone for $1,000 and all of a sudden next day the camera's going to get better, but the price is going to get lower. And then when I'm reselling my iPhone that I did get, I will get, let's say, $100 to $200 less. We kind of, this is how kind of world goes around right now, and this is what we're used to. And Tesla is not helping. Like if what Tesla was doing would actually benefit us, like for example, if our cars will go up in price rather than down, I'm all for it. But when Tesla is messing with people's money, right? The brand loyalty goes down really quick, and I really think that they either need to kind of stick with the program, and it's great about all of these updates they're making, right? But maybe stick to maybe every 6 months, or just like everybody else, every 12 months, because people want stability, and it definitely goes to pricing, right? People are really, really careful. If you raise the prices, people aren't happy. Obviously, now they have to pay more. But if you lower the prices, people who are current owners are obviously going to be upset because their cars are now, their resale value is devalued, and nobody wants to lose any extra money that they already have to on a used car. So I think the transparency and maybe announcing things ahead of time so people can know, like right now we know the refresh coming for Model S and Model X, but we don't really know what it's going to be and when. But heads up would be nice. I understand the concern about sales. I get it, but sales are a result of people like those people actually being happy about their cars rather than the other way around. So let me know, let me know in the comment section. Tell me if you're a current Tesla owner or a past Tesla owner, and what do you think? What are you okay with this type of the sort of inconsistency? And of course, don't forget to get on our VIP list where we send you in a bonus article every Saturday, and also, as you know, we run a deal of the month, which is kind of coming to the end. I don't know if we're going to extend it or not. We'll maybe just feature something else. Let me know what would you like us to feature in that section. I'm actually kind of open to suggestions. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. I will see you next time, and remember to stay charged.